And now let's look at the weather conditions. Very pretty. I think it will look good on me. Also translucent. Hello everyone. Today we have these raincoats for review. Here's a blue one. They're already falling off the hanger. This translucent one. There's a green one. This one's nicer touch. Because that one looks like some kind of bag. Here. There's even a Kimpton like this with a pattern. At least some. They sold me something. That's just awful, oh. Strange, of course. There is also a packaged one. I'll open it for you right now. Of course, it's hard for me because of my nails. Wow, how beautiful. It's so thick, oh. Look at it. Also so translucent. Very pretty. That's the gray one. I think we can move on to the review. That's how it looks on me first. It's like I said, translucent. That is, everything is visible. I don't know, it kind of sparkles. I don't know what the pattern is called here, just so nice, beautiful. I don't know how they're supposed to look when sitting down. Should it be that big? Well, now let's look at the weather conditions. Let's check it out now. How it'll behave during a tornado. That is, I already have it, so here it is. Oh. Moving to another. Our previous one couldn't cope with the weather conditions. I'm wondering, will this yellow one cope? It's something like that faded. Also translucent. By the way, here. There are shelves. There is even a hood. But it is the same. Some short. Aught like the previous one and of course, not as dense. That is, I can make a hole in it with my fingernail right now. I think it will be unnecessary. And it already has a hole. Odd even bad. No. Had to do. Well, that is. So unreliable. But now we'll see. How it will behave in weather conditions. This is how it already looks on me. And in my opinion, it in general, ought quite up to the job. I wonder if it will be if you have a hurricane. The air will blow. You will all get wet. Because it all gets pulled up. At all convenient. A way I can't fix. And we move on to another. By the way, be sure to subscribe and click the bell. Here he is also so yellow already, more bright, more dense. That is, you see, yes. That is, not so much shines through. Here there is some dragon dinosaur. Yes, some Drago. There is one in front too. Smaller one. Small one, cute. I think it's very cute. Like a raincoat. I think it's a raincoat. There are buttons here too. There are buttons on the hoodies. Strings. How to say this? What can you do if something? Fasten it so it doesn't fall off all the time. And now let's see how it will be in a tornado. This is how it looks on me. This is the second Optio. It's already riding up on me. That is, not so much. This is how it already sits on me. This is. This is how it already sits on me. Oh. Everything is going up for me. That is, it seems to me that it will not cope with its task. But in principle, since it is dense, I think it will still protect from some rain, but hardly from the windly, because it's already all raised up. I think they're needed here. Mine is already so grey. It's also so dense, but still somehow like that. Translucent. By the way, it's not on buttons anymore, because the previous ones were buttons, and this one is on Velcro or whatever it's called. Even somehow interesting. Here. There's no hood here either. How to secure it or TIs. Interesting in principle. It's also long and big. It seems to me it'll be really huge on me. That is, I think it's for me. For such big ones. Or wear something oversized. I don't even know. But it's done well. A thing even sticks out here. And now let's look at the weather conditions. Look at it, it's so long. It's already kind of bending over here. But in principle, it seems to me it'll cope with the rain. I think it'll suit you somehow will help, but in a hurricane it still seems to me no. A thing will work. That is, such an optio. But in principle, for some rainy weather it seems to me it will be suitable, but only for rainy. So blue. I almost pierced it with my claws. That is, already so unreliable. You can see that he is like this. Translucent. But it's like that anyway. Loose. Looks like some kind of trash bag actually. That is, there were some good thick options. Which looked just like raincoats. And this is not very good at all. But by the way, it is also a Budo, though I think they are not reliable at all. They can break at any moment. That is, it is questionable. Well, okay. Also long, by the way. I think it will be ankle length for me. That is, in principle, a good optio. Let's see the weather conditions. But it already seems unreliable to me. That is, it is already at. I have one here. I can't handle it at all. Maybe for some rainy weather. Of course it will do. But for tour, definitely not necessary. Oh, my God. Well, it seems to me not at all. So that's all for now.